Okay.
It looks good.
So in or before the pandemic, the food pantry here at Central called Level Food Pantry was providing about groceries for about 200 families a month. With the pandemic, that grew tremendously, and uh, they now serve over 2,000 people and families a month. And they have a host of volunteers, and an issue came up where they needed to be able to track their volunteer hours, and they were just doing it by pencil and paper, and the paper was getting lost. No one was really tabulating anything. The volunteer hours are important of uh, because of grant writing and being able to report back to funders and other things, and to be able to show how many people are working. So I started to work on a project. Let me stop and share. So what I did, I built a Flask app. Oh, and actually, I wanted to share the other screen first. I apologize. This is my first talk ever. Flask documentation. And I used the Flask tutorial. This was kind of my first Flask project, and I heard great things about Flask 2.2. I started with Django, but some of the batteries included didn't align with what I was trying to accomplish. But I basically followed the tutorial and then was able to jump off on a few key points. And one of the key points was I wanted something where I could just have someone put in their phone number and it would sign them in automatically. They didn't have to do anything. They could do this from their phone. They could do this from a kiosk in the lobby. And if they wanted to sign out, they can click one click and they're signed out. They can update time and other things. So I'm going to go back to my PyCharm. And a couple things that I was really interested in was in the authentication area. I wanted to be able to have that login where it was just the phone number, then it kept a persistence of that person. And I know it's not super secure, but with the timesheet, I don't need super secure. I need fast and easy and something that is super simple. So that's the route I did without having a password, without people having to remember, without having to have anything go on with that. And I also wanted to make sure that people could sign up super easy. So when I would have these if statements that if you try to log in and you're not registered, it jumps you to the registration part of the website. Let me jump over there real quick. So for instance, that number has not been used. Instead of logging me in, it jumps me to registration where I can easily put in, and this is, I use mostly the Flask, but then I did a Bootstrap CSS backend and just pulled things from them. All I need is a few details, register. I use this neat little plugin that allows for signatures, which works better on the phone than on the computer.
Oh, Ben, we're only seeing your PyCharm right now.
Oh, thank you. Okay, share. There
we go.
Back. So if someone, I'll do a different number. Someone hasn't registered yet, enter their name, register. What happened? Looks like you don't have a number. I don't know why that's not. I'm probably really confused the system because I went back. Yeah. Anyway, you're able to sign the release with that and move on. So I wanted something. I was really thinking about how can I use the how can I implement UX in Flask in a very easy situation where I'm really thinking about the end user and not trying to make things more complicated than they are. And I'm probably out of time, aren't I?
Yeah, you're running up against time here.
So I just wanted to show, I've done a couple other projects with Flask. I have a podcast app where I'm using generative voices where I type in what I want to podcast about, and then it compiles it for me and uploads it to a bucket. Feel free to peruse my GitHub, just
Awesome.
Cobia Digital, and I've got these projects. I'm sure there's security holes and vulnerabilities all over them, but please don't destroy this pantry website. But
Pull
just a
requests appreciated, certainly, right?
little yes. Any help with that would be great. But anyway, thanks so much. It's a fun project, and just a simple way of just showing how simple it is to use Flask, but then also how great that tutorial is, and then how to being able to adjust it to our needs. Thanks.
Awesome. Thanks, man.